Hey friends, happy Women's Day! Every year I say that I'm going to make a video for Women's Day. Every year I don't make it. So this year I actually pre-recorded this. There we go. I lied. I pre-recorded it. So I'm not making it on Women's Day. I'm making it slightly before because I got time. Okay, happy Women's Day. This is a day that I actually kind of enjoy. Why do I enjoy it? Because I always get invited to something fun and I love doing something fun. I've talked quite a few times on this channel about how I have this networking event for women that I host. And I never do anything on Women's Day. Actually, I never do anything in March because in March there are so many activities for women. So I usually like to just participate in this stuff. So I just, let myself not do anything. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind every year around this time. I've talked about it to quite a few women, but this is something I'm beginning to think, let me share it with everybody else. While we celebrate women, our achievement, resilience, power, there is this lie that keeps coming up all the time. And it's quite a dangerous lie because somehow it's made its way into our stories, our workplaces, our friendships, our family relationships. And this lie is that women are each other's worst enemies. Yesterday, coincidentally, I was having a drink with a friend and I told her that I will be somewhere at a speaking event and I'm going to be talking about mental health and how women support each other. And she told me that for her, she's always felt like every time she was down, women are the ones who lifted her up. She can count on one hand how many women have betrayed her and how many women have tried to tear her down. So she's never understood where people come up with this logic that women had. Now, I think that part of the reason why we believe that is because when we trust, when like women, when you are close, you trust each other so much. So when somebody betrays you, the heart is stronger, you feel it more. But it doesn't mean that women, I don't think it means that women outrightly, all of us are just out there trying to bring each other down. I might be wrong. That's what the comment section is about. Let me know because I honestly do not think this is true. So let me continue with my video of my perspective of why this myth should really not be something that we should think about that much, right? So yes, we compete. Yes, we gossip. But do we tear each other down? Do you think so? But you know what? I've lived through enough and worked for long enough and been around very many friends for long enough to know that that's not the full story. It's not even close to the full story. We do have our faults, but so do men. Probably the difference is how we express it. So the real story, the one that I've experienced, is that women are often the first ones to show up for you when you're a woman. They are the ones who will come to your inbox to say, are you okay? To try and reach out to you, to encourage you, to hold your hand, they are the first ones who will understand what you're going through, your insecurities. They are the easiest people to reach out to as a woman. They're also the ones who will watch your kids if you're drowning. They are the ones who will send you a link for a job because that's what, in my case, has been. They're the ones who will remind you that you to eat. They're the ones who will remind you to rest. They're the ones who will tell you when everything is done. They're the ones who will be there for you in so many ways that we take for granted. Look at your own life, right? As a woman, how many women have carried you without needing the credit? How many women do you know who have been there for you and did not even ask for a recognition or to be counted as one of your important people? How many times have we held each other's secrets and cheered each other's on? Like you are there holding somebody's secrets and, you've picked up the pieces and the world has broken you. You've broken up with somebody. You've been divorced. You've been dumped. You've been cheated on. And The only people who are there for you to drink sangria or gin or tea are your friends, and they're mostly female friends without looking for anything else. But then we keep hearing this lie over and over, and it tells us to be suspicious of when women are good to you because, oh, maybe she's asking if I'm okay because she's looking for something. And when you hear something long enough, it starts sticking to your head and you actually start believing it. And then you start isolating yourself because you're thinking that the only reason a woman is close to another woman is because she's trying to get something. So it makes you suspicious. It makes you think you're competing, even when there is no competing. It makes you start comparing yourself to others. And you keep wondering why. Maybe because the world where women genuinely have each other's backs is a powerful world. And that's the reason why maybe this lie is there. I was recently having coffee. No, it was, well, we were having a drink with some two very wise women. They're quite wise, and I'm so lucky to have them in my world, right? And these two women, one of them said something which I thought is one of the most powerful things that I've ever had. And she said, she wonders what is so powerful about women that every society looks for ways of putting us down. Every society looks for. Okay, now, this should have been a disclaimer at the beginning, so maybe I'll put it at the beginning. But if you're someone who's anti-feminism, this is really not a video for you. It's Women's Day. I can be allowed to be feminist. So this is not a video for you if you're anti-feminism. So systems in the world are designed to make women not powerful. And everything about us is scandalous. Our periods are scandalous. Our menopause is scandalous. Our mental health is scandalous. Giving birth is scandalous. There's nothing we can do that we are not shamed for. Everything we have to deal with is supposed to be done in secrecy. And then we're supposed to come out this rosy person. And I think the world is very threatened by the fact that if we realize just how much power we have in unity, then we would get destroyed. I not recently, but I think like a year or two ago, I did a video about Kenya and the way we have these women's groups, these chamas, where we help each other with raising money. And in my mother's generation, maybe now things have changed quite a bit, but in my mother's generation, I know that those groups are the ones that helped a lot of women to leave abusive relationships. A lot of women were actually able to educate their kids. When the husband says, my daughter is not going to school, the mother goes like, you know what? I have two chamas. My daughter is going all the way to university, And we have, it's in those power groups that quite a lot of women were able to do things. You want a fridge and your husband says, I don't want a fridge. You will eventually get a fridge in December. So small things like this are the ones that probably make the world realize that if women were united and did not view each other as enemies, that we might actually be better than we think, right? So here's what I believe. I believe that we don't have to play into that narrative anymore. I believe that we don't have to side-eye the woman who's winning and questioning why she's winning and how she's winning, because we know that we have those conversations, right? Sometimes you look at a woman and you're like, she's not even good at her job. She's probably getting her promotion in other ways. I've also done a video about that. We don't have to tear the woman who is shining down. Because her winning, her thriving, her shining and everything, it's opening the door, maybe not for me, but for my daughters and for everybody else who's coming behind me to see that it is possible. We are where we are because other women before us opened that door. When they talk about shattering the glass ceiling, it actually is a reality. Sometimes not everybody is. I know for one, I'm not the kind of person who would take a risk that nobody else has ever done. I'm not an inventor. I'm more of a follower, right? So I need somebody to have already broken that space for me to be able to walk through it. But people thriving doesn't take anything away from us. So we should really not be scared about other people thriving. So, anyway, to finish up, this Women's Day, I just want to say thank you to the women who have been supporting me quietly, loudly, everything in between, the ones who have pushed me, the ones who have told me shut up when I need to shut up, the ones who have told me go on when I need to go on, the ones who have been there for me to cry on their shoulders, the ones who have been there to pick me up, the ones who have been there when I need a shot of tea or a shot of vodka, all in between. The ones who open doors for me without knowing that they were opening doors. And the ones who say my name in rooms where I'm not in. I know that is such a cliche thing to say, but believe me, there are people somewhere who say your name when you in rooms that you're not in. And those are places that can really, really open doors for you. We are not enemies. We never were. We are mirrors reflecting back to each other. And when you look at another woman, what she's going through can either be what you're going through now, what you've been through, or what you're possibly going to go through. And the more we embrace that, the stronger we can all be. And so wherever you are today, just stop and celebrate that women who have been your safety net, your cheerleaders, your lifelines, and then you need to stop and start being that woman to somebody else. We have really, really passed the time of competing now. We are in the time of unity, right? And happy Women's Day to everybody. So, if this resonates with you, drop a comment. If you feel like what I'm saying, I am totally lost, I've just been this crazy woman who apparently just happens to meet good-hearted women and I'm quite a unicorn, please leave a comment and let me know that, because I do tend to meet quite a lot more nicer women than I'm not saying that I've never met bad ones. I have met bad ones. I actually will do a video one day about once I figure out how to make sure that nobody can trace that. About how somebody made my life real hell at work. I used to cry every single day. So it is possible to meet women who are really not bad, but I don't think that the proportion is as big as it is. And I don't think that if you feel like that I am, my sense of this is very weird, then let me know. So just and if you want to tell me something about women in the comment section and just tell me something nice that a woman has ever done for you, let me also know that. And as always, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and then we can continue having these conversations. There is a video that I'm going to post about that, of a video of an interview that I did recently, and it's going to be coming out in a few days. And this is also about just careers, and then we'll go back to talking about careers. See you all next time. Bye bye.